All right, I think we're up in Facebook. What's going on, everybody? How you doing out in MEC land? Whether you guys are watching this in the group, hearing on the podcast, or watching on YouTube, we appreciate you and really excited to have you guys on for today. We got a very special session, another amazing guest workshop. Mr. Alex Schlinsky is coming back for round two. Is this round two or is this round three? I feel like you've been on it a couple times now.
This is 2 this year. I think we did 3 last year too, so this might be 5.
Nice. Round 5. There's a reason we keep bringing them back, guys. So if you guys have a business where you are prospecting, you need to go out, you need to find people to talk to and work with, stick around. We've got some amazing gifts for you guys and just a very step-by-step training. Like if you guys missed the last one he did on the one call close, like go look that up in the archives after you guys go through this one. And if you guys are in the house right now, leave a comment below, say hi, say what's up, drop a $, and we'll show you how to get some more of that. So thanks for coming back, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. Appreciate giving me this platform and making the impact. That's what I'm all about. I love coaching. I love training. I love helping. So this is something that I'm super passionate about. I never look at these things as burdens or like requirements for prospecting or anything like that. It's just a massive opportunity for having a good time and sharing a lot of value. So if you guys are ready to really dive in and understand how to actually utilize prospecting efficiently, effectively, not randomly, overcoming shiny object syndrome, overcoming these obstacles of paralysis by analysis, getting people to actually answer you, getting people to be interested in your calls, I'm gonna just break it all down here for you today and show you exactly what it is. It's gonna be freaking awesome.
Love it. Love it. And before we dive right in a little bit further, everybody out there watching, whether you are live or replay, you want to just let us know like what you guys are selling. Drop a comment and just let us know. Are you selling agency services? Are you selling tractors? What the heck are you selling where you have to go out and you have to go find more prospects for? Let us know. We might be able to dive in and give some more specific examples a little bit later. And Alex, for everybody who doesn't know how much of a prospecting powerhouse you are, you want to give us a little bit of background on who you are, what you do, and what you're up to with your company?
Yeah, absolutely. So I run Prospecting on Demand, which is a digital marketing mastermind for entrepreneurs and coaches to scale their agency. I grew this program over the last 3 years after running my agency for 5 years while in college and then 2 years after college. I scaled my agency to 6 figures, about a $500,000. Once I did that, I recognized I wasn't really interested in the agency space for long-term, like my interest and my passion, but it was great for me to build as a business model that I could provide for myself and my family and my clients with. And then I found what I really was passionate about, which is coaching and mentoring and helping other entrepreneurs, just like you, Arne, grow, which, as you know, there's very little as incredible as really helping other people make money and create impact. It's awesome. There's nothing like it. So in the last year alone, we've helped 115 agency owners hit 6 figures. 15 of those have hit 7 figures. Most of the 7 figures were selling in the real estate space. The obviously the transaction value is a lot higher there. So yeah, basically what I've done over the last couple of years is starting to build frameworks about helping freelance marketers build a business. I think one of the main problems in the space that we're in is because there's so much information out there, everyone's just really learning how to fight for the bottom of the barrel, how to charge $500, $1,000, or $1,500 for their services, and then do everything and wear all the hats and have all the responsibilities rather than what they really need, which is to build a business. And I think there's a trajectory here, but the value that I'm going to bring today is going to work for you even if you're started today. And if you've been doing this business for 10 years. What I'm going to bring to the table now is a logical framework and process, just like I did with sales, for how to prospect efficiently and effectively that makes sense, and it makes it easier and hopefully fun. I think, Arne, like a lot of people find sales to be this very sexy topic because this is how I make money. And prospecting is kind of like the redheaded stepchild. No one wants to do it. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to deal with it. And I understand why, but it's a necessity. It's the prerequisite to sales. And I think that's really, really key. So that's why I'm here today. That's what I'm going to be breaking down today. And I'm going to be sharing this system that I've created called Prospecting in a Box. This is the USP that I've created for my programs. And I'm really, really excited to show you guys what it is because you can set this up yourself, or you might decide that you want to hire me to do it, which would be dope also. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'm ready to rock and roll when you guys are.
Awesome. Let's do it. So if you guys are ready to rock, make sure you guys drop a $ down in the comment. Alex is going to help you guys pave the way to getting your next dollars in the bank using this system, and really, really excited for this one. Like Like last time, that whole sales call workshop, we got such amazing feedback. Everybody was like, dude, how come you're not charging for just this live stream? You know, so that's what you guys are in for, a world of amazing stuff coming up right now. So go ahead, drop a $sign in the comments and hype everybody up. You know, tag a friend in the MEC if you know somebody else that can benefit from this. Share this interview out. It's gonna be awesome. All right, let's get to it, man.
This is so great, and I want to start with this, and then we'll dive in into the slides. That framework that you just laid out, Arne, of like you should pay for this training. The reason I did a post on this, I don't know if you saw it, it was kind of silly. Had a banner and it said free, and people ask me like, why do I give away the content that I work so hard on for free? And there's logic to it, right? Because like this should be paid, like you're giving away everything. The reality is most people, when they see the word free or they're watching a video online, they associate free with subpar quality. And I want to change that mindset. I want to show that I can give away everything. And if you implement it and achieve the results without investing in anything I've ever done, that's my ultimate goal anyways, to create the biggest impact possible. The finances that I've built, just like you, Arne, thank God, are enough for where I'm happy with in my life. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And now I can impact people more so. I don't think I would have done it 3 years ago, honestly, just being very real, very frank. But I think now, as I've learned how to become better at prospecting, the actual benefit of sharing more incredible value that I could easily charge for, that we can charge $100, $300, $1,000 just for this training alone. The reality is, it makes a bigger impact, and it also creates the opportunity for people that really do need the help but don't have the wherewithal, like the financial impact or income. Like someone I just saw in the group posted like, hey, does anyone have sales training? It's like, you guys don't even realize what's in the group. You have my sales training, you're talking about paying Grant Cardone $10,000. Just watch the video. That might be enough for you. If you're struggling with prospecting, don't buy my course. Don't. Watch this video, implement it, try it out. If you make some money, then you can talk to me. How about that? That's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to break down. So let's dive in here. Let's go into this. Let's see. Hold on one second. Present. And let's do this. This should work out very well. I'm excited. All right. Can you see this, Arne?
Yep. All good.
Perfect. All right, let's dive into this. This is the 5-step prospecting in a box system. Help you make $1,000 to $10,000 in the next 7 days. Arne, anytime you have any questions, feel free to stop it or ask me. Anyone that has any questions as well, if you have any questions below, just throw it in the comments. Let me know, and I'm more than happy to help you. What's up, Mario, Steph, Abe? Good to see you all. Hope you're enjoying this so far. Let's dive in. Let's make this happen. All right, goal for today, what I'm doing here with the purposes of this video, I want to provide you with my perfect prospecting framework so you can have a predictable lead generation system that's semi-automated, very, very easy to delegate, and works in any niche. My goal is for you to have a prospecting system that you can delegate and create sales with. That's really here. And ultimately, I want to create massive impact. That's why Arne allowed me to jump on here for the second time, why Steph Negrin recommended me to come on here, and why I'm here today is to really help you scale your company and create the biggest value possible. Now, of course, I also want to give you the tools to help you bring in at least $1,000 to $10,000 to your business every single month. But the reality is, if you implement this, honestly implement this, which maybe 1% of you will, if you do that, you will be able to close a client in the next 5 days, no doubt. It's without question, but you have to implement. That's the key here. Now, here's what I'm going to cover today. I'm going to cover the perfect prospecting system, how to create a predictable flow of sales appointments every single week using the prospecting in a box, how to use carpet bomb follow-up so you never let a lead slip through the cracks again, ensure that you can actually balance your client work while continually prospecting for new clients. This is one of the biggest and most difficult things for people to deal with. How do I handle all the workload? I'll show you here today on this video. I'm also going to show you how to lead with value, just like I'm doing here right now. I'm going to give you the 7-step formula to creating an irresistible offer, prospecting and sales, so you can generate 4 to 5 figure clients consistently. This is what I'm going to be focusing on in this video. Now, as we go along here, I want you to be real with me, okay? I understand that it is hard. I understand that successful business comes with requirements. Prospecting consistently, converting leads into sales, retaining clients with exceptional fulfillment, and ultimately hiring an A+ team to scale your business. But sales and hiring are a necessity, but prospecting becomes a sore subject, right? People want to talk about sales and they want to talk about delegating, but they don't really want to talk about prospecting because, like I said earlier, it's kind of that difficult thing and no one really knows what they're doing and there's no frameworks for it. Most people simply do not like it. A lot of people also correlate prospecting to cold calling. I'm not asking you to cold call, so do not worry about that. If you do cold call though, no doubt you'll create more opportunity, just being real with you. Now, I get it. I understand that it's a sore subject, but we have to have a paradigm shift for this training to actually be impactful. Here's my mantra, okay? Stop worrying about your competition. Stop focusing on things that are outside of your control. Stop beating yourself up for a lack of progress. By doing that, by consistently looking on Facebook in MEC, by seeing people sharing only their highlight reels, here's all the results I made, and you're thinking, how the hell did they do that? Why can't I do that? Stop with that. It's not going to help you. You are not on anyone else's path. You are on your own path. Focus on you, not anyone else. Focus on consistency, on execution, and actually having fun with this. If you enjoy yourself while prospecting for your business, you're going to have a lot better time and more success. There's just no doubt about it. Now, here's the big question, okay? How do you keep calm? How do you stay effective in your prospecting when everything around you just seems flat out chaotic? I get it, right? This is the stoic mindset. It all comes down to actions over outcome. Focus more on your actions instead of being fixated on the outcome that you're trying to achieve. I'm not saying outcomes aren't important. They are. They're actually incredibly important. They're the KPIs that you're trying to hit, but you do not control the KPIs. You control the actions towards the outcome. I'll give you a really good example, very, very brief. When I was younger, I used to play Little League Baseball. I wasn't very good, but I was the last pitcher. I was the closer, right? And I remember one game very specifically, I was pitching and we lost the game, went home and I was crying. My dad walks in the room, he says, "Alex, what are you crying about?" And then I started angry crying. You guys know what I mean, right? Like really upset. He's asking me that question because it's obvious. He said, "Well, what did you expect to happen when you were playing?" And I said, "I expected to win. Of course, that's what I expected. I expected this outcome." He said, "Well, what do you think the batter expected?" And that really changed my life. It changed my perspective on life because I was always thinking about myself, not about other people. And of course, the batter went up to plate thinking he's going to win, just like I thought I was going to win. It just turned out that I lost that day. That's okay. He then told me the next thing that allowed me to really utilize this format that I can then impart to you, which is, did you give it your best? And I said, I always give it my best. Well, then you have nothing to be ashamed of. All I'm asking you to do, all Arne is asking you to do is just give it your best. Just give it your best. If you can give it your best, promise me you can give it your best, throw a 7 in the comments below. If you're serious about focusing on the actions and not the outcome, because if you do the best in everything you do, the results will unquestionably come. I know you came here to talk about prospecting, but if you don't get this, nothing else matters. You can leave right now because nothing else will be valuable to you. I promise. So if you believe in this, throw a 7 in the comments below. Let me know if you're really going to start believing in yourself and focusing on the actions instead of the outcome. Now, don't get me wrong. The outcome is important, and we're going to talk more about that today here, but ultimately actions are what matter. That is how you create the opportunities. Not random actions, but consistent action that removes anxiety because you know it's actually being tracked and utilized appropriately. Now, you'd be surprised how many small steps compound over the course of weeks, months, years, honestly, even days, but you have to be able to take that daily action. Just get 1% better every day. Stop focusing on other people. Stop being jealous of other ones. Stop thinking that you're better than everyone else. Just focus on you. Just keep getting better. Keep working at being the best you. That's the key, all right? That's what we're here to do. So why do we need to prospect? Like, what's the reasoning for prospecting at all? Like, why do we have to do this, Alex? Well, first of all, it's one of the 3 core tenets of your business. Prospecting, leads coming in, sales, converting those leads to clients, and fulfillment, servicing the clients on what you just sold them. Prospecting is a core tenet of your business. You cannot succeed if your business is based on just referrals or word of mouth. This is the same thing you're probably telling the clients you're selling marketing services to, right? You can't just rely on referrals. You can't. You have to prospect. Now, ultimately, it's the only reliable way to scale, as I've said. It increases your confidence, shows proof you're willing to put in the work that you're asking your clients to invest in. You're asking your clients to invest in prospecting. Another word for prospecting is marketing. We're going to talk about that here today, but essentially, are you marketing your own business? If not, you're selling marketing services, but not prospecting? What's going on here? We're going to talk about that. Now, let's talk about prospecting obstacles. If you resonate with any of these, drop a bomb emoji in the comments below. I want to see if anyone else deals with these obstacles. Arne, if you dealt with these too, let me know, because I think these are very, very common. The first one is the most obvious, which is it's too hard. I get this all the time. It's pretty frustrating, to be honest. People are like, Alex, it's too hard. I don't know how to prospect. I can't do it. It's like, no, you just don't have a system for it. If you had a system for it, it's not too hard. You just have to actually have the process. I'm going to give that to you here today. Patience, right? It just takes too much time. I'm not going to disagree with you. It takes time. Prospecting takes time. There's no doubt about it. Now, there are certain automated, completely automated methods. They're just not as powerful as if you have some sort of manual value to it. And that's what I'm going to be talking about here and showing you exactly how to actually do this so you feel comfortable and confident that you're in the right process and spot in your business right now. Then competition. There's so many messages out there. How do I stick out, right? Here's the reality, okay? Competition, again, you don't have control over. So why are you talking about that? Why are you bringing that up consistently? Why are you creating that obstacle in your mind? You don't have control over the competition. You don't have a control of how many emails I send, how many messages Arne does, how many things you see online. All you have control over is you. Focus on that, right? Now, what do prospects actually want to see, right? Like, a lot of people have absolutely no idea what prospects are even interested in. I totally can resonate with that. For a long time, I was sending messages that felt like no one was answering. I'm going to help you with that. Now, how do I balance client work with prospecting? We're going to talk about that too. How do I create new opportunities once the network's tapped out? We're going to talk about that too. I'm trying to juggle prospecting, sales, fulfillment. This is what we call the freelancer's trap. We're going to talk about more this later, but essentially just doing everything in your business as a freelancer rather than being a business owner. Big problem, big obstacle. We're going to overcome that. The biggest one that I think is really the problem in prospecting is information overload and paralysis by analysis. You've been on probably like 20 of these webinars. You may have even seen me do like 5 of these before, and yet you're not implementing. Or maybe you have so much information that you can't implement anymore. Please start implementing, track this stuff, and you will be able to optimize it. And that's the same as paralysis by analysis. Where do I get started? I have a lack of clarity. I will show you exactly where to get started today with 5 steps. Very easy, very simple. The final obstacle, and hopefully most of you aren't doing this, but I do see people do this, and that is I'd rather pay to get the problem solved, meaning I'd rather run ads on Facebook than get the problem solved. Let me make this clear, okay? And I'm going to say this in my theory in a second, but if you're running ads without an offer that's proven in outbound prospecting, meaning if you reached out to someone and no one actually resonated with that offer, and then you throw it on Facebook with money, hoping that people are going to be interested, newsflash, not going to work, period. I've done this before. I've had hundreds of clients do this before. It won't work. You have to prove it first in outbound. I'm going to overcome all these obstacles and more as we go through this. So let's keep going. Now, the imposter obstacle is one that I need to put by itself, right? Most agencies sell marketing services to prospective clients with the promise to generate them more clients, more leads, more sales, but they struggle to market their own business. It's absolutely ludicrous. It's crazy. And this also is what's holding you back from being able to sell efficiently, because you're probably a person of integrity, right? And you don't want to sell something that you're not doing for yourself. So if you're not running ads, how can you sell it? If you're not prospecting and creating leads for yourself, how can you promise that to your clients? This is what's going to change by being on this webinar, being on this training. I'm going to share with you exactly how to overcome this today. Here's the theory for prospecting, okay? The 100,000-foot view of what prospecting is all about. I'm all about frameworks, so hear me out on this. Be very, very clinical with what I'm saying. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I will answer every question, okay? There's 3 stages for prospecting so you can simplify the model. Number 1 is getting a response. Number 2 is getting on a call. Number 3 is closing the deal, okay? Those are the 3 stages. What I want you to do right now is I want you to share with me in the comments below what stage of prospecting you're struggling with most. Are you struggling with getting responses? Are you struggling with getting on calls? Are you struggling to close the deal? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's continue here. I want to lead with value. Think about this, okay? I'm on this live right now with Arne. This is the second one we've done this year already. It's March, barely 3 months into the year. And I've already done 2 here in this MEC group because I want to lead with value. I want to show you what it takes to be successful in prospecting by actually doing it myself. That's what I'm doing here with you right now. That's the purpose of this. Now, I want you to also understand prospecting and nurture offers, okay? Now, a prospecting offer is an offer that you make to someone to get them on a call. A nurture offer is a question you ask to spark a conversation. Those are the methodologies to get more responses, okay? Very, very important to understand that. It looks like, guys, we have like a 1.5 to 2 minute delay on the comments. So I'll answer all the questions later on after I finish, okay? But keep commenting. I want to see those. It helps me. It allows me to see that we're on the same page. And with that being said, if you're enjoying this, Throw a 7 in the comments below. Let me know you're having fun. Focus more on outreach to fewer prospects. So more outreach, fewer prospects. Not a lot of prospects, less outreach. That's what most people do. We'll talk about that in a second. Predictability and tracking. I should have bolded this because it's probably the most important thing like on this whole page. You have to have predictability. You have to have a sense of how many calls will come up, because if you do an X amount of prospecting, this is going to happen. I'll give you an example, okay? If you put in 5 hours in prospecting, can you tell me exactly how many calls you're going to get out from that? If you do not know that right now, that means you're not tracking enough. That means you don't have a KPI. That means we cannot optimize. The only way to optimize is to actually have data. You must make data-driven decisions. Most people in their business make feelings-based decisions. I understand. I'm a very emotional person. I understand where you're coming from. But in business, we've got to make actual data-driven decisions and optimizations. Next piece is you need a system. I'm going to be showing that to you here today, exactly step by step. The next piece is going for no. So I'm going to talk about that here in just a minute, but I'll actually just discuss it now for the sake of this slide. Going for no is essentially optimizing your prospecting to get more no's. Because if you're struggling to get a response, if you can at least get a response yes or no, a no allows you to ask for feedback and optimize to get closer to the yes. This is the same thing I taught you with sales, if you remember, if you watched the last video. Going for the no in sales allows you to optimize to say, how could I have won your business? Like, can you tell me what I could have done? It's very valuable. Going for the no is critical. Finally, only running inbound campaigns once your outbound offer is proven. I mentioned that in the last slide, so hopefully that clarifies for you and makes sense to you. Let's talk about the 7-step formula for irresistible offers. I promise to share this with you. This is incredibly valuable. This is extremely important. Please listen closely to this and create actual valuable offers, okay? Now, this irresistible offer formula can be used for prospecting and your sales offer. So keep that in mind, all right? Number 1, pain. What are the obstacles that your lead is going through right now that you can solve for them, which is number 2, the solution. What's the offer and solution for their pain and problem? Now, in sales, you obviously want to have something that's a recurring revenue offer. In prospecting, you want to have a single obstacle that you can overcome very simply. For example, their obstacle is not showing up fast enough on Google. So the offer and solution is to show them a quick video that is going to show them how to generate more reviews very quickly. That is going to skyrocket them up Google. Also, that allows you to get on a call to show them how important SEO is. Do you guys see the trajectory there, right? Does that make sense? The next piece is results, benefits, and features. What will they receive? What will the lead receive, both tangibly and intangibly? So tangibly, will they receive a video? Will they receive a report? Will they receive a piece of direct mail? Will they receive lumpy mail? What will they receive intangibly? Will they receive peace of mind? Will they have happiness? Will they have time freedom? Will they make more money? Like, what's intangible to the features, benefits, and results of this actual offer? Number 4, why is this a no-brainer? Step in the shoes of your client. Why is this a no-brainer? If you got this message from you, why is it a no-brainer for them to take that prospecting offer? Think about that. Clarify it. Identify it. Utilize it. It's critically important. Positioning. Number 5. Have you built trust, authority, and credibility? Do you have any social proof or examples that you're showing them to actually build that trust and credibility? Have you met them on like a Facebook group? Are they connected with you on LinkedIn? Have you messaged or connected with them there? Have you implemented or shown them a case study? What have you done to show your positioning? Is your Facebook group, is your Facebook profile positioned appropriately so that if they go look you up, you're going to look like a professional, or do you look like, you know, some random guy who's making them an offer randomly online? Think about that. Number 6, the sales strategy. Are you providing urgency and scarcity to the offer, or is it forever they're just allowed to use this whenever, right? That doesn't make any sense. Have urgency, have scarcity. Don't make it fake, make it legitimate based on the actual urgency and scarcity to it. And then offer a conversion to the sales offer. Make sure that when you get on that call, you know how to convert it to a sales strategy and call, which again, I'll help you with here on this call. Number 7 is objection handling. Call out the objection before they say them. So in the second or third message after you followed up with them, call the objection out. Like, hey, you might be thinking that I'm not legit. Check out this sample strategy. Promise you it's valuable for you. Even if you don't end up working with me, utilize this, please, right? Very valuable. Call the objections out before they say them. If this 7-step formula makes sense to you, throw a 7 in the comments below. Let me know if you have any questions at all about the 7-step formula. I want to make sure that you're comfortable with this, and I will answer every question that you have, all right? Now, we're going into the 5 stages for successful prospecting. Now, there is one prerequisite to the 5 stages of successful prospecting, and that's knowing the goal before you actually get started. Otherwise, you're running without a finish line. I'll give you an example here, okay? Most people know who Usain Bolt is, right? 100-meter distance runner in the Olympics, legendary athlete. Most people don't know who Mo Farah is. Just as successful in running, he's a distance runner. So what he runs is the 10,000 meters as opposed to the 100 meters, right? Now, who wins in a race? Mo Farah or Usain Bolt? Type in the comments below who you think wins in a race. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. So while you're writing in your answer, the only real answer should be, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know the finish line. If it's in a 100-meter race, Usain Bolt will win. If it's a 10,000-meter race, Mo Farah is going to win. Mario Carreno nailed it, right? You have to know the goal before you start. If you don't identify what you're doing for prospecting, if you just say, I want to make money, you don't have any clarity. You have to create clarity. What is the goal here? Identify it. Do you want to bring on 5 clients? How much money is that going to create you? $10,000? How many calls do you need to close 5 clients? Do you close at a 50% rate, 30% rate, 10% rate? Work backwards. That's how you create KPIs. That's how we ensure that we're building out a successful prospecting system. So here's the 5 stages. Number 1, the offer, prospecting and sales offers. We've spoken about them already. Number 2, how to actually compile leads, bringing on the actual leads list. Now, in my opinion, doing compiling leads, I just buy lists and use a small amount of them each month. That's really my recommendation. I'll show you some other ideas here in just a minute. Outreach process and message sequence, how to actually track and pipeline, and then the carpet bomb follow-up. Now, if I just showed you this alone would be valuable, but I'm literally going to show you this sequence in action. Do you guys want to see that? If you want to see that, let me know. Throw it in the comments below. I'd love to show you, okay? Now, before we dive into each of the 5 stages itself, I just want to discuss what you don't need, because this is a pretty common question for me. You don't need a website. You don't need past proof of results. You do not need a massive email list, and you do not need to spend thousands on ads. I'm not going to waste any more time other than saying, trust me on this. You don't need these things. Please don't waste your time. If you don't have these things laid out already, you don't need them for successful prospecting. In the long run, will they help? Of course, obviously. I'm talking about if you're just getting started, okay? Now that you know my why we need to prospect, you know the obstacles for successful prospecting, my theory of prospecting, the 7-step irresistible offer formula, plus the 5 stages, and what you do not need for prospecting. Let's discuss the old versus new ways of prospecting, and then I'm going to show you the system as we dive into more detail here. These are the ways of prospecting, all right? The old way of prospecting is this needle in the haystack approach, where you're doing tons of outreach, usually one prospecting medium like LinkedIn or cold email, maybe cold calls. It's not tracked at all, so you're letting leads slip through the cracks all the time. You're doing random offers and messages. They're totally different. Every single one is personalized. You're not having any KPIs. You have no idea what's going on. You have very little value, and you're doing too much manual time, even though you have no value. It's crazy how that happens. And then you're unsure of when and how to follow up, and you're unsure how to convert leads from prospect to sale. Now, I want to make something very clear here. The old way of prospecting works. You can just do LinkedIn prospecting and create opportunities as long as you fill in the gaps with the pieces I brought up before, with the 5 stages and understanding the importance of the system for tracking. But the reality is the new way of prospecting, the prospecting in a box system I'm going to show you, that's really the best way to scale your agency and free up time and hit the $10,000 mark and far, far beyond. This is the shooting in the fish in a barrel method. Now, this is more targeted outreach on multiple platforms. It's niche specific. It's semi-automated. It's easy to delegate, track, and ultimately is a real system. Now, most systems for prospecting are only inbound, meaning ads, because Facebook tracks for you and they really set up the entire system very simply and easily, which makes it a no-brainer, obviously, to do it. But you're likely throwing money away because you don't have a proven offer, which, makes it impossible to be successful with this. So I'm going to show you a true outbound system that's predictable lead generation, easy to delegate, and literally works in any niche. So I call it the prospecting in a box, and I want to show you exactly how this works. So let's dive in. So first, I'm going to show you this. This right here is literally the SOP that I provide to my elite clients, which is my mentorship program. And I'm literally showing it to you right now so you can learn from it and understand exactly how this works. Now, basically what I provide is the 5 key stages. I just shared them with you: offer, compiling leads, outreach process and message sequence, tracking pipeline stages, carpet bomb follow-up. So again, the offers: prospecting offer, or nurture offer. Here's an example. Hey, Brad, just checked out your website and had a few thoughts on your optimizations to get ranked higher in Google. Shot a quick video for you. Have 15 minutes for an audit tomorrow so I can show you how to implement. Nurture offer: a question to spark a conversation. Hey, can I show you a strategy that can get you 30 to 50 qualified leads every month on autopilot? These are examples. Now, I also provide my members with a crap load of examples in prospecting offers and nurture offers in my spreadsheet. There's 35 pages of message sequences from LinkedIn, emails, everything you could possibly imagine under the sun is provided here. And ultimately, this is what you need to be successful: having a real process and system like I'm showing you right now. So as we go on to the next piece, this is compiling leads, okay? Now, identify an ideal audience, right? Your market, and then complete the avatar SOP. I didn't bring that up here, but basically a customer avatar SOP, just a baseline of understanding who your clients are, what they need, what their pain points are. I shared baseline information on the 7-step formula. This is really, really valuable. So start by compiling 200 leads a month. That would be my recommendation. You're going to reach out to about 10 new leads per day using the tasks. Now, we use Close.io for the system. I'll show you guys how this works in a second. And then the recommended information, very simple. I won't read it here just for the sake of this conversation. Options for list compilation, very important. Buy lists on Upwork, hire VAs for list building or enrichment, LinkedIn prospecting, your leads and connections on LinkedIn, scrape lists with numerous online tools like D7, Scope, Leads, etc. Use Arne's group convert our group program to get more leads from your group, right? There's opportunities all over the place that you can utilize that are really, really valuable. Then the outreach process and carpet bomb follow-up. My sequence is about 12 to 15 days, 6 to 9 emails, 3 to 5 calls, 2 to 5 points of contact, and 10 to 15 new contacts per day starting it. Then we go into the tracking and pipeline stages. Lead, no call booked, or lead, certain thing is sent. Lead, sales call booked. Committed, not paid, or proposal sent. Payment collected. Then you have onboarding and kickoff, which starts the tracking and pipeline for client retention. An entirely different system, but really valuable. And then optional, that you have a payment overdue so that there's an automation. So are you guys finding this valuable? Does this make sense to you? Do you see now how you can have a real system for prospecting? If you do, can you throw a 7 in the comments below? Let me know you're enjoying this. I'd appreciate that. And I hope that you're finding this valuable, because that's why I'm here today. Now, the real value comes in having all the messages laid out for you in a system. So once you build out your entire message sequence, just like I've done for the members, all you have to do is hire someone to do it for you, because the tracking and pipelines are done for you. Literally, it's already all there. There's nothing else to do. So I'll show you the first one as an example so you can kind of build off of it. Initial nurture email, the trigger event, lead begins prospecting automation, day 1 email and follow-up process. 2, the lead. Quick question for you, subject. Hey, does your business have the capacity to handle 10 new clients this month? Let me know. Very easy. Then you create the follow-ups through that, which I've already listed out all here and built out for this business model. It's very effective, very valuable. So let's see now what happens when you have a system and an outline, and then when you put it into an actual CRM to make it work. So this is our Close.io system. So we've created Prospecting in a Box from that SOP and then put it into an actual CRM so you can actually make prospecting a lot more efficient and stop letting leads slip through the cracks, created a process and a system. Now, before I really dive into how this works, this is a really good example to show you as well, so you can understand how you need 3 SOPs really. You need the outline of the actual messages and the sequences. You need to have the step-by-step of how this works so that your clients can actually do it, or your team can actually do it, excuse me. And then you need to have the place in which the actual tracking is happening. Now you can do this in Pipedrive or ActiveCampaign, but the Prospecting in a Box system really, really works because we use Close.io, and we set it up for you in Prospecting on Demand Elite, so you don't have to have any tech software. But the reality is, if you're a skilled person, you can watch this video right now and go ahead and start trying to do this yourself. But I really recommend that you implement it with this process. So what we do, very simply, is you put up the email sequence into this carpet bombing. You actually have the entire email sequence here, listed out step by step. And then all you have to do every single day is go into your inbox and clean the inbox. Do what it says. This is real prospecting. So when it says message on LinkedIn, you want to copy this, go to the client's account details. When you go to the client's account details, you'll scroll down to the bottom here. You'll capture their actual information. And then all you have to do is send out the message on LinkedIn. It couldn't be more easy. Now, what the value of this also is seeing exactly what we've already sent together. So this started 6 days ago. Charlie sent out the original message. Task was completed. Then he sent out the second message. Then he sent out the third message. Now the next day might be a call. The next day might be a text. Next day might be an email. He might want to add a note. This is incredibly valuable. It will also remind you of what tasks you have to do. So for example, if someone tells you to follow up in a month, say, put it in the task, follow up in a month, and then it will come up on your inbox in a month from now, so you can't forget. It's impossible to forget. Now you'll see here all the messages and types of things that you can do. All you have to do is clean the inbox. That's it. Now here's how you optimize. If you go to the reporting, it becomes really, really valuable. So you'll see Charlie's closed 3 clients this month with this business. So he's closed $6,700 in this business model, which is $2,250, I think, per client. He did 2 of those and then 1 client at $2,000. I'm pretty sure if I did the math there correctly. I don't think I did. I think it's actually $2,250. If you go to the sent email portion, what happens is you can actually track everything that's going on. So you can see where your messages response rates are going up or down. So if you have an overall 5% response rate, very, very good. If you're at a 2% response rate, not good. We want to change that one. We have a 1% response rate, not good. We want to change that one. But if you have some emails that are at a 6% response rate or 7% response rate, we want to try to measure that again and optimize it again. So all you have to do is change it here in the CRM. It makes it so much easier having this process laid out. Now, the final piece that I want to show you is the opportunities. So you can actually track the people that you're actually working with and where the opportunities are coming from. Every single month, if you put in the opportunities of the people that you're working with, put in the confidence, how much the value of the service is, the date that you're going to close, whether or not you won them or lost it, and then who the user is. You can have multiple people on the platform. So let's go with Stress Less Booking, for example. This company paid $2,500, right? You can see schedule a strategy session, currently making this, and you can listen to the recording. It's a 36-minute call. So for me in mentorship, it's really valuable that I can click this and literally just listen to it and give feedback on the call. It's invaluable having this process because you can actually see step by step what's going on. This is how real businesses do prospecting. This is how a real system is created. There is nothing like this available today on the internet, period. This is what I've created with my team, and we're really, really proud of it. And I want to show you that you can do this too. I promise you, you can do this too. This is incredibly valuable, and I hope that you found this really valuable because I worked really hard on this, and I hope that you really enjoyed this for today's training, all right? I really sincerely hope that's the case. So that is the prospecting in a box system. I just showed it to you. So here's the reality, all right? Here, well, Arne, did you have any questions? Because you came back on video. I want to make sure you
just popped on. Guys, how cool is that? Like, I've seen all different kinds of like pipeline, CRMs, tracking, all that kind of stuff. But because you're in there, you're on the ground, you're working with hundreds of these business owners. I'm sure that was really like such a collaborative effort to figure out exactly what they need at every stage. And I like that little monitoring feature, being able to pop in, see call recordings, see stats, see everything you need to help people improve. So if you guys want to level up your game and get something like this, like get it. What you waiting for? It's awesome. So where's it at?
So I'm going to show you guys that in 1 second. One other thing that you clarified that I think is important to mention is like collaborative effort, 100%. Like when I started prospecting on demand, I didn't even consider that was an option, right? Like I had no consideration that this was an option. And then I started to see where my clients were faltering and struggling and those obstacles that I brought up. And it's just like, I can give away all the training in the world on how to do LinkedIn effectively and how to do cold calls and how to do warm calls and how to be effective on Facebook groups and all those things. And they're all valuable. But if you don't put it together in a system where 99% of the people watching now and people in entrepreneurship in general don't know how to create a system, it won't work anyways. So I had a lot of people that were successful just from training, but then they don't really know like how to repeat it, right? So what I wanted to do, and my goal in this business model truly is to create systems for people. I needed something like this. So that, Arne, that by itself, first of all, tried an active campaign, Pipedrive, Agile CRM, HubSpot. I tried on probably 5, 6 CRMs that totally didn't work. I even thought about building my own. As you probably are fully aware, no chance I'm spending $2 million doing that shit. No fucking way. Maybe down the road, but not right now. No way I'm doing that. And then Close kind of came to us and they built out some Zapiers with us that allowed us to make this really effective. But it's super cool and really awesome. So if you guys want it, I'm going to show you how to do it now. If I can share my screen one more time. You cool with that?
Get in there.
All right, let's do it again. So this was the prospecting in a box system, right? Now, ultimately, here's the reality of the process that I just break down. You have to have a prospecting system, but how do you get all the necessary systems while running the agency, while remaining profitable? It's really daunting, right? I get it. I've been there before. It's hard. I'm not suggesting it's easy. I even put this dumb little emoji thing on the bottom to kind of like show you ripping their hair out. I think that's why I lost my hair, honestly, just from the stress of trying to run my business, or at least that's what I tell myself at night so I don't cry. I'm just kidding, guys. But here's the reality, okay? Here's how you do this. You have to cut the learning curve, just like I just showed you here today. Now I'm gonna help you cut the learning curve because if you're serious about your growth in 2019 and you finally wanna hit the 6 to 7 figure mark as a business owner, not a freelancer. If you still wanna be freelancing, I don't wanna work with you. Seriously, I wanna help you if you wanna be a business owner. I wanna speak to you. Me and you, mano y mano, no sales team, just me and you, just us. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. You need a prospecting audit. That's what's missing right now. You need personalized attention to review the prospecting system you're implementing or just the prospecting messages. So if you book a call with me, you're gonna receive an audit of your current prospecting system from me personally. I'm gonna break down your messages, your sequence, your follow-up to ensure that you get the highest response rate, the best quality leads, and the most closes possible every month. This really will be a no-brainer for you. The best case is we're gonna add $10,000 a month in recurring revenue to your agency in the next 90 days or less. And in the worst case, you're gonna receive actionable insights to improve your current prospecting system and messages. I wanna be fair though and reasonable. I cannot do a prospecting offer and audit to 10,000 people in this group. I don't have the time. I just can't, especially if I make a promise that I'll do it one-on-one with you. I can't do that. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. I can do it with 5 people. 5 people legitimately. If you're serious about this and you want to talk to me about how to actually implement this system and how to improve yours, just book a call with me, prospectingonDemand.com/booking. Go ahead, let's do it. I'm here to help you. I want to help you. Let's grow together. Now, I will say this. If you have no clients right now, don't book a call with me. It won't be a good time for you because you're just not ready yet. If you already have a couple clients, but you're just trying to figure out how to tweak it and be better at it, book the call. I will help you. I will do the audit with you. I will break it down for you. We'll make sure that you are really moving forward in the right direction. I care about this. I care about you. And I appreciate you, Arne, for letting me join on here and sharing this because I love this. I'm super, super passionate about it. And it's just a lot of fun to share this. So if you want a prospecting audit, book it in below, prospectingondemand.com/booking. And I can only do 5. So if you're serious about it, just do it. Just make it happen. And we'll do this together. And I really look forward to it. And that's that. Hopefully you had a fun time. There you go.
Awesome. Good stuff. I dropped that link in the comments for you guys below too. Seriously, take him up on that generous offer. Like I know what he does and what he teaches, what he helps people with is literally making them 6 and 7 figures. All right. So for him to hop in and offer this to you guys for free, like that's a huge gift to the MEC. So that's another reason why we always keep inviting him back. Every time he comes, he's like, hey, guess what? Here's a whole bunch of value. Take it, run with it, and that's the way to show up. So if you want to learn from somebody who has that value first approach, who wants to give, and then if the opportunity is right to work with them, that's Alex. So learn from just how he's operating right there too. There's some people show up with take. I want this, I want this, I want that. And life's hard for them in business. Be a giver, be helpful, and people will reward you for it. No matter what, no matter how much you give, no matter how many takers you deal with, you will get enough people who find the value in it to pay you. So be a giver.
I think we also change the landscape too by becoming more givers. Like my goal, not just in giving, is obviously like there's nothing to hide here. Of course, my intention is growing my business, obviously, right? But it won't work for everyone. I can't work with everyone, and I don't want to work with everyone. But the reality is, if I can help other people, even if I can't necessarily work with them for an investment, what happens is that we increase the opportunity for them to then lead with value for other people that need help. Like it's just part of the game. Like, this is part of the game. You have to lead with value. You got to help. Otherwise, you're just going to get stuck in the same loop of messaging people that don't want to talk to you because you're not giving them anything of value. And I think that's really, really important. If you guys have any questions, let me know. There was only one that I really saw here that I would just want to answer. Mario asked, how do I get a response if I don't know who to talk to? The best thing to do is just ask that first. That's a great nurture question. Like, hey, who's the best person to reach out to for a marketing question? Easiest thing to do. It works really, really well too. You get a bunch of responses from that. Like, oh, that's me. What can I help you do? Like, what's going on? Like, well, I can help you make more money. Let's talk. It works really well. It works really well. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. I don't know how long we're going to stick around here, but if we jump off, I'll happily answer any questions on the replay as well.
Cool. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. And all right, so let's see.
Everyone's asking you about how you're streaming Zoom online. It's just Zoom. Just Zoom
webinar version.
Which we were just talking about the dumb crap right before we went live.
Of course. But all right, let's see. So no other questions popping up for right now. All right, let's see. If you only had like less than a minute to like give people life-changing advice about prospecting and like change their entire life and business, what would you do? Or what would you tell them if you had 1 minute?
Wow.
What's that big thing you want to get across?
I really think it's the paradigm shift I referenced earlier. I think if we're talking like strictly just the idea of like, what's the fastest way to change the landscape? The problem is in a minute, I can't express like all the valuable things. Like, probably leading with value would be like the first thing you'd say for sure, but that's not enough. I think more importantly than that is the mindset in going into prospecting, like having a good time with it, not thinking that this is such like a drudgery and I hate doing this and I can't stand it and I don't want to do it and I'm scared of getting rejected. I'm scared. Like, none of those things are going to help you, especially so when Facebook's created this weird feedback loop of like, wait a minute, Arne is in Colombia and then in Mexico and then in this and then on a cruise and then this. What the fuck? Why am I not there? Why do I hate my life? It's like it creates a jealousy ring rather than like, I'm so proud of you. Like, Arne, I'm so proud of you, brother, because I know what this is like. I know what it's like. I've met you in person. I've dealt with you many times. I know it's hard. We get it. It's never easy. But if you're like focused on such a negative vibe, even in anything in your business, but specifically prospecting, I just don't think it's possible to succeed. I really don't. So I think that's the most important piece. I think separating the anxiety of the outcome, like I have to get this client or I have to get a yes, but more focusing on the action and tracking and learning from it. That's the key. And I think it's also easy for me to say, right? Like, it's very easy to say, a lot harder to do. It's a lot harder to do, but it's 1% better every day. It's not going to happen like, okay, suddenly I don't feel like jealous to anyone. Yep. Suddenly I feel great about prospecting. Like, yeah, 1 day at a time, just 1 day at a time. That's the key.
True that. And the biggest thing for you guys is, especially when trying new things, if you're implementing a new strategy, implementing a new reach out, trying something, you're gonna, get really excited. You're going to learn it. You might buy a course. You might, get a coach or get a system, whatever it is. You're going to get really excited. You're going to press all the buttons and set it up. You're going to roll it out. And then it doesn't work on the first day. And you go, shit, all right, I need a new system.
Yes.
And then you do it all over again. And then it doesn't work on the first day. And you're like, shit, all right, I need a new system.
You're never going to be able to.
Guess what? Yeah. You guys got to work the system, trust in the system, trust in the process, and build that habit. Like, I can't tell you how much money building habits has made me. Habits. In my personal life, they have helped me in the money making. In my marketing life, they have helped me rake in the money. Or even if you can't, build the habit yourself, hire somebody to build habits. Like, we're also right before we hopped on, Alex was like, man, you've been dropping some fire emails lately. I was like, well, I haven't, but my email marketer has. I hired them to do it. And he's like, nice, good move. So like, I was bad at creating the habit of emailing my list, but I am good at the habit of paying somebody to do it. So now it's all set, So think about ways you can, create those habits or pay for help to get that outcome that you're going for, and just work the system, build the habits. And I really like that big takeaway being, be positive about prospecting. Don't make it like a big giant chore. Because like, think about it. You're literally doing the work that gives you your lifeblood in your business. Leads.
Also what you're selling too.
Clients. Yeah.
doing it too, basically. So it's like this imposter syndrome that people are just like, I don't want to do it. And also, I feel like anything in life, not even just prospecting, literally anything in life, you usually, like as a human being, make a mountain out of a molehill. Like when you encounter something and in your mind you make it bigger than it is, it becomes that way. It's like, oh my God, I have to do a workout every day. Oh, I can't. No. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, that's not so bad. Whatever. Right? Like, no biggie. Like one thing that you sent out, like regarding your emails, this might have been like 2-3 months ago, but I loved it. One of my favorite emails I've read in the last year, legit. And the email was basically you saying like, hey, don't copy me. And the reason why, it wasn't in a sense of like any negativity, like, oh my God, why is everyone copying my shit? That was the opposite of what you were saying. You're like, the reason why you shouldn't copy me is because I'm testing out a whole bunch of stuff. That's what I'm doing, right? By testing out a bunch of stuff, I'm trying to get better. That's what Arnie's just telling you right now. That's what I was just telling you when you asked me about how I created the PIAB. It's like, you look at the prospecting in a box system, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Do you think that happened in one day? Do you think I didn't have like 50 failed iterations? Do you think I didn't screw it up 100 times? Do you think I didn't have it with clients that were so pissed because the Zapiers didn't work? Of course, 100%. It's part of the process. It's part of the process to make mistakes and not get the outcome you want, but learning how to get closer to it is the key. And I think that's really a valuable way for us to kind of close out this call.
Boom. I like it. That's some good wisdom as always, man. Awesome. So thank you so much for coming on another episode of MECTV, number 5 with Alex by now, I think. And I'm sure we'll get him for number 6 on some other cool topics in the coming months. So everybody, guys, go ahead, drop a comment and say thanks to Alex. He could be anywhere in the world right now, and he is hanging out here with us in the MEC. So if you guys enjoy this, say thanks. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure to click that subscribe button. Keep getting this dropped into your YouTube notifications. If you guys are listening on the podcast, subscribe, give us a rating, give Alex a shout out. We really appreciate all you guys, no matter where you're tuning in. And until next time, catch you all later on MEC TV. See ya.
Hey guys.